there. It's Lori with Ellen's Crafty Creations, again with another project share for you for the countrycraftcreations.com creative team. I used the Bow Bunny Weekend Adventures collection pack on this, and I only used one collection pack. The pack comes with 19 sheets, and I have the little, there it is, a 19-piece pack and the sticker sheet. So I used all of this. I just had scraps left. It comes with these 6x12 stickers here that are super cute. This is an 8x8 mini album, and it's really large. It's got a 3.5-inch spine, and as you can tell, I really filled it up too full. I went a little overboard on this one, so I'm not really sure how big it's going to be once you add photos to it. So I'll show you how you can bring this down a bit so it's not so chunky, so that you do have plenty of room to add photos, because this is not the first time that I've made this style of album. So on the cover here I have a lot going on. I have a little strip from the border strip from the sticker sheet here. Throughout the album I layered my decorative paper with this dark brown cardstock because I used the light brown cardstock from countrycraftcreations.com, which I do absolutely love, but it seemed to wash out these papers that were light colored as well. So I thought that the dark color cardstock really brought it out. Let's see here I cut these out from one of the 12x12 papers and backed them again on the cardstock. These flowers and this ice cream are a part of some Bow Bunny dies, and one of them I purchased from countrycraftcreations.com myself, the flower one, and then the other one that comes with like a little soda pop and a picnic basket. I showed it in my haul video and also put links down below to these. That's where the ice cream came from, and it's just adorable. I really love that die set. So thank you, Tamara, for sending me those. And here I just layered those flowers I made with the dies, and these are chipboard flowers here. Another chipboard piece here and here, and on the spine, again, it's a 3.5-inch spine, and what I did is I wrapped this gorgeous ribbon that's also found at the store around the album, and then I just tied bows on it and then also layered the seam binding on it as well, and I really like the way it turned out. It's really cute. And then there's the back of it. Just that cute kind of camping sort of paper. So on the inside of the album, let me back you up just a little bit. There we go. Oh, all my goodies are getting in the way here. My crafting tools. So I have a simple pocket on the front cover. These are just chipboard stickers, and I had some left, so I kind of did up a photo mat here, and this is a booklet that's blank on the inside that says Fire Up the Grill. Thought that was really cute. So this is a really good like weekend getaway, staycation kind of paper. Just any kind of summer photos you may have, it's really good for that. And this, Tamara included the Bow Bunny double dot paper in my kit, and I think she gave me 2 sheets each of the tan, this orange, and this green color, and they just really went well, and I really love that paper. And you can see I used it there on the pocket too. So here is my first page. All of the pages are the same, so we'll go quickly through this once I show you the design of the first page. Here I used this popsicle, and that was another one of those dies that Tamara had sent me, and I just layered it up. This is a cut apart from the collection. And these flaps, this is like a little photo mat booklet here, and they turn, and you place your photos here and here. Now normally, the reason why my album is so bulky, I wouldn't have put paper here at all. This is like a 4x6 piece of paper. I would have just left this paper off, but I just felt like it needed it. I don't know. I just wanted to put the brown there, so I did, and I ended up making it way too chunky, so that's my bad. And excuse me while I kind of reach over here and try to find a quick photo for you guys to show you how this works. So this one would go right here, And I've cut this a little bit smaller than 4 by 6 so you get this little border around here, and it just isn't that adorable. This is a chipboard element. So, and I've done mostly portrait style in here, but as you can tell, with this style of flap, you can do either portrait or landscape, so that's convenient. And then I've had some flower elements here where you could tuck your photo underneath it, just like that. And it's just really cute. I like having this strip on the side where you can decorate it however you like. This is just a sticker from the sticker sheet. This is a pocket, and inside I just have 2 photo mats. This one I've decorated with some of the chipboard cut aparts, and then they're just plain on the other side. And you can slip these into this pocket either this way, or they will go this way as well. It just depends. I kind of like the look of them sticking out the other way, but you could do that too and have a lower profile. So this just flips, and then you have a space for a photo here, and then again another flap where you could do either portrait or landscape, however you choose. I chose to do the portrait, and then again another portrait there, and then just a large space to do either a scrapbook layout or just place your photo. And then on the side there are the large pull-out mats, and I use the Bow Bunny double dot paper here, and I want to tell you about these tabs here. I made them using this really cute punch. It's by EK Success, and it's called the Real Estate Punch. I got it off Amazon, and I just punched half of it. And if you can't see, but it does have these little notches right here where you could just measure half, and so you get these little tabs, and it's my new favorite punch. I just really love to use it for tabs. It's a cute label die as well, of course. So those just fit right back in there. And I love how they have a low profile on the tabs here. They don't stick out too much. So anyway, this page turns, and then I have another handmade flower there, and then this is a pocket, and I have 2 photo mats there, and I just used that chipboard fox on one of them. And then this is a cut apart that I made into a booklet and just stuck inside there. And then the final element is these 2 photo mat flaps, and I've wrapped them with seam binding. Now, also to reduce bulk of your album, you can leave these without paper. If you just left them, in another album that I did just like this, I just did 3/8 of an inch strips here, because you'll notice if you take a 4 by 6 and stick it here, you know, it's exactly, whoops, sorry about that. You just need that little strip, oops, sorry, lost my light, of decorative paper right there. So if you do a 3/8 of an inch strip and then just your photo, you still get a little strip of design paper, and you don't have to cover the whole thing. And that will reduce bulk in your album. But like I said, I had the 12 by 12 paper pad as well as the 6 by 6, so I matted these with the 6 by 6 pad. And then I stuck this seam binding on there as well, and I thought it turned out really cute. And there's the other side, just with the brown. So again, it just repeats. So here I'll go quickly through it. We just have the double dot paper, another homemade flower. This was a border strip from one of the papers. And then some of the photo mats I just left plain. You know, there's 2 of them here. They just stick in here. You don't have to put paper on those because you could just use them for photos. And I do cut those at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, so that way you have a little bit of a border around them when you place your photo there. So again, here is this cute paper. This is a sticker. It says making waves, and then it flips open. On this side, another sticker backed on cardstock. And then I just thought this paper was just so cute. I don't know if I'd even want to cover it up. And then the photo mat in there. Again, the pocket, and then the 2 photo mats. And then 2 more flip photo mats. And you can tell how chunky this is. It really is a chunky album. I would even maybe recommend doing 5 pages, and I did 6, so it's quite a lot. There's a chipboard element there, and this is a cut apart. And then I just left some of the paper blank just because I just loved how cute it was. There's a little sticker there. And here I have the 2 photo mats and then a cut apart as well. And this had small 3x3 cut aparts, the collection did. You'll also reduce bulkiness in your album if you don't double mat it like I did too. So, you know, live and learn. There's some chipboard balloons here. That little carnival scene was so cute. And then the seam binding. This was a cut apart from the collection. And then here is an example of where I just left it plain. So this is where, of course, you would just stick your 4x6 photo right there, and you don't need to cover that with paper. So another strip there, the 2 photo mats inside this pocket, and then there's that cute paper, another handmade flower right there using those dies. On this side there's the camping paper. I'll take these out so you can see that full spread. I just love that paper. I thought it was so cute. And then just 2 photo mats in this pocket. And then again the trees. The 6x6 pad had some designs that the 12x12 didn't, which I thought was really cute. Like this playground paper was really cute. This was a cut apart. Again, another chipboard element. And there's chipboard butterflies right there. Another handmade flower. A chipboard radio there, and this was a sticker from the collection. Inside here, in addition to your 2 photo mats, I have just 2 cut aparts. And I didn't make these into booklets. Some of them I did. And again, there's a sticker here that says best day ever with a little playground. I thought that was appropriate with the little house paper. Again, another flower. And then this is just a sticker backed on cardstock. And again, the pull out mat. There's a chipboard element there. I loved that element. I thought it was so cute. And then I loved this sticker. I almost put it on the front cover. I thought it was so pretty. And my favorite paper of the collection was this flowery paper. It's just beautiful. And then of course this is the 6x6 version of that paper. There's just the 2 flaps. And here the kites were an example of the one that was in the 6x6 but not the 12x12. I thought it was really cute. This says weekend fun. And again, this one says Saturday. It's a chipboard sticker, and this one says Sunday. No, that's just a sticker from the collection. In this pocket, I thought I did one of these into a booklet. That one. And stuck these in the pocket with the photo mats. And I loved this paper too. I thought it was so cute. Just about grilling. This little sticker here says the great outdoors. And then you have the balloon paper here, and then I just stuck some of these leftover chipboard elements and then a little border strip at the bottom there on these photo mats. And it looks like I did the seam binding on the opposite side on these 2 flaps. And then I have another pocket on the back cover. This was a chipboard sticker. And then again, I just did a landscape booklet this time with a little border strip up top. And then just 2 more photo mats, and that's it. So it's a really cute album. It holds a lot of photos. I would recommend, of course, not papering the whole thing like I did to keep down with the bulk. Don't double mat, and maybe take it down to 5 pages instead of 6. Now, I do have another example of this style album on my channel that's not as chunky, so you can go take a look at that. I'll put the link down below to that one as well, so you can just see how it looks with different papers, because sometimes the album just takes on a totally different look with another paper line. So I'm going to go ahead and do the tutorial for this right now, because as you can see, it's just one page style. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And I already have all of my elements cut, and I did go ahead and just run score tape quick on the ends of my flaps and everything so that the tutorial can go by fairly quickly. But my album, I did put it together with my art glitter glue. I don't really put my albums together with score tape at all anymore. I don't even put my binding on with score tape anymore, or my chipboard covers. The only thing I really use score tape for is just random, maybe matting, because it is so humid in Texas. I find that my score tape just comes apart. It doesn't hold for my albums. So I completely stopped using it because I do sell my albums and I do want my albums to be quality products. So I only use the art glitter glue now for everything. But anyway, for tutorial's sake and to speed up the process, I just quickly did the score tape on these items because I'm just going to throw this away when I'm done with it, to be honest. Okay, for the base pages, start out with a piece of cardstock cut at 12 inches by 7.5. You're going to score this piece at 4.5 on the 12-inch side. Okay, so you're going to fold on that score line and burnish, and that will give you this piece right here. Okay, so to make your base page, you're going to flip this piece over and you're going to cut another piece at 7.5 inches by 8.5, and you're going to score on the 8.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. So fold on your score lines and burnish. And then I'm just going to remove the tape backing and adhere it, but I would normally, like I said, use my art glitter glue. And I'm just going to stick it down, lining it up with the bottom and the top. Oops, looks like my score didn't quite get very even on this one for some reason. But no worries, we can fix that, can't we? There we go. So here's my base page with my pocket to attach to my binding system. What's next? Let's see. Next, I think we're going to attach the pocket on this front flap. So the front flap pocket is cut to 8.5 inches by 4.5 inches. You're going to score on the 8.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end, and then on the 4.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. Now miter your corners where your score lines meet, and then fold on your score lines and burnish. And we're just going to attach this right here onto this flap. And it should be just slightly shorter than the flap. So just line it up at the bottom. And stick it down. There we go. So see how it should be just slightly shorter. Okay? Now, for the front booklet, we're going to use, and excuse my random colored pieces here, we're going to cut 4 of these flaps at 6 3/4 by 6 1/4. You're going to score on the 6 3/4 inch side at 1/2 inch and fold on your score lines and burnish. And then you're going to take your first 6 3/4 by 6 1/4 flap, and I'm turning my page around this way because it's easier for me to adhere this. But what you're going to do is you're going to adhere this and you're going to center it on this flap here and just stick it down. So I'm going to turn it because it's easier for me to line it up that way. And I don't measure at all. There should be about a 1/2 inch on each side, and stick it down. Okay? So there is that flap. And then you're just going to take another one and you're going to stick it on top. And my bad, you're going to only need 3 of these, not 4. So sorry about that. I don't know why I was thinking, I guess I was thinking that you do 3 on top of here. So just make sure that you line it up with the other one. So there's one flap, there's the second flap, then there's your flap pocket, and then your large space for photos, and then we're going to put the third one on the right hand side. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. I've already put my tape on the outside. You could put it on the outside and stick your flap there, or you could put your glue on the inside and stick it inside the pocket and put it there. Just whatever you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and stick this one down. I'm going to turn it again so I can get it even. And you know what I did do is I closed these, is what I did before. So all of these are closed, and I lined this flap up with these. So let me show you how that looks really quick. I'm just going to line them up and stick it down to the base page. So then I'm going to take this and open these and put this one in right here. You could leave it any way you want. You could leave it that way if that's what you prefer. But since I didn't use any magnets in the album, these lay pretty flat by themselves. If you were to put this one on top of here, you would have to have some kind of closure right here. Okay? So that's it for the front of the page. So now we're going to flip the page over, and we're going to do, we need to add the smaller photo mat flaps before we add our pocket. So these are cut to 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. You're going to score on the 5 1/4 inch side at 1/2 inch. And let me tell you a trick about cutting these flaps and these flaps. So the reason why these flaps are smaller is because it's the leftovers from cutting this flap. Okay? So when you cut this flap, it's because it's so large, actually say 6 3/4 by 6 1/4, you're going to have, you know, it's going to take one sheet to cut one of these flaps. So this saves on cardstock by using this smaller flap over here rather than discarding it or having to use it for another project. So I try to do that in all my albums whenever I can. So again, 5 1/4 by 6 1/4, score on the 5 1/4 inch side at 1/2 inch, and you can notice that the tape on one is on the outside and the tape on one is on the inside. So we're going to take the one with the tape on the inside and take it off, and you're going to put it right inside the pocket with the tape side up, and be careful not to go over your score line, and just stick it down. Okay, there's your first flap. Now the reason why we waited to put our pocket on is because we're going to remove the tape backing off of this one, which has the tape on the outside, and we're going to line it up with the bottom of the page and stick it down before we put our pocket on. Okay. Now this one's going to flip open this way, and now we'll add our pocket. This back pocket is measured at slightly smaller than the page at 8 3/8 of an inch by 4 1/2. Then you score on the 8 3/8 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end, and then on the 4 1/2 inch side at 1/2 inch. fold on your score line and burnish. Oops. And then remove your tape backing or add your glue or whatever you want to do. And you're going to add it on the left-hand side of this base page. So you should have just a small gap between the score line of the photo mat and then the score line of your pocket. And that's it. There's your page. You have the large flap that you can do a portrait or landscape photo on, and then another one. And then you have your pocket where you can put your photo mats, another flap for photos, and then a large space here where you could do a scrapbook layout if you wanted. And then you have your pocket here for your binding and then your tag, and then a pocket here and two flaps there. So the album, once it's completed, really does hold a lot of photos. I haven't really counted how many it will hold yet, but that's it. That's the page. Now I made 6 pages. Like I said, you can do 6 or you can do 4, whatever you want. I will also tell you, I don't think I wrote down what the pockets are on the inside, so I'm going to give you that measurement quick and write it down for myself too. So there's my ruler. These pockets right here measure, I did them slightly smaller again, so let's see, 8 7/8 by 4 1/2. So 8 7/8 by 4 1/2. Score on the 8 7/8 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end, and then on the 4 1/2 inch side at 1/2 inch. And these are the front and back cover pockets. I have to write this stuff down so I remember to put it in the measurements for you guys. What else can I give you? These photo mats, I did mine at 7 inches by 7 inches, but I will tell you that I glued my pages onto my hinges, so sometimes that takes away a little bit of space inside your pocket, which is not a big deal to me, of course, but sometimes if you use tape you can add a little bit larger photo mats, so just really up to you. I love to do these booklets, and I tell you every time what the measurements are. It's 8 1/2 by 6 1/4, and then I just score down the middle at 4 1/4, and you can make them portrait or landscape. All of my photo mats that were in these smaller pockets here are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And what else can I give you guys? I think that's it. That's all I can think of, besides, of course, the chipboard measurements are, and all that you need for the binding, and all of that is in the link down below. I did use the hidden hinge binding system on this one, but I'll also give you the measurements for Stack the Pages, because I've done this album with the Stack the Pages binding as well, or Stack the Deck. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to tell you. So I hope you enjoyed my album. I hope that you make one. It makes for a good gift and really a good album to sell. So I've already sold 2 of these. So they really do hold a lot of photos, and they're really cute. So I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.